If x equals 4, y equals 2, which of the following gives the smallest value? All right, let's figure out each of these. This is 6, this is 8, this is going to be 2, this is 2, and this is 2 over 4, which is a half. And obviously the smallest one is this guy. So number 9, the answer is E. U, V, W, and X, Y, Z are 3-digit integers. U, V, W, X, Y, Z are different digits chosen from 1 to 9. What is the largest possible value for U, V, W minus X, Y, Z? So we want the largest possible value for this. If that's the case, we want this to be as large as possible and this to be as small as possible. Okay? So U, V, W, and remember we have to choose digits from 1 to 9, and all of them have to be different. Can't use the same one. Can't use 111, 999. That's not allowed. So if I want to make this as large as possible, the U is going to be a 9, the V is going to be an 8, and the W will be a 7. So these three are gone. Now I want to make this as small as possible. The X will be a 1, the Y will be a 2, and the Z will be a 3. This is the only way to make this as large as possible, and this as small as possible, and therefore this will be as large as possible. 987 minus 123 is 864. And therefore number 10, the answer is B. And Gavin has a collection of 50 songs that are each 3 minutes in length and 50 songs that are each 5 minutes in length. What is the maximum number of songs from his collection that he can play in 3 hours? 3 hours is equivalent to 180 minutes, right? 3 times 60. So what we can do is squeeze in all the songs that are 3 minutes in length. So 50 songs times 3 minutes, that's 150 minutes. So we still have about 30 minutes remaining from the 180 minutes in total. So now we are going to approach the 5-minute songs. Now how many of those can we put in? Well, it'll be 30 divided by 5, which is 6. And now we count the number of songs. It was 50 songs that were 3 minutes long and 6 songs that were 5 minutes long. So the total is 56. So number 8, the answer is C. In the diagram, any spade may be moved to an unoccupied space. What is the smallest number of spades that must be moved so that each row and column contains 3 spades? The approach to this question is to look at columns and rows that share a common spade and are more than 3. For example, this row has 4 and this column has 4, and they share this one. So that one's got to go. So I'll circle that for now, and then later we'll place it somewhere. Then again, you stare at the diagram and you look at any column and row that has 4 and 4 and have something in common. This row, for example, and this column have 4 and 4, and they have this spade in common. So that one's got to go. And then once those two are removed, are there any more that have 4 and 4? And the answer is yeah. This one here, that row and this column, they have 4 and 4, and their common spade is that one. So that one's got to go. So let's draw this once more. And I'll just put an X instead of trying to replicate that symbol. And I'm putting in the spades where they have not been taken out, right? Because we took out this guy, and this guy. Now those 3 I have to place somewhere else in a way so that everything is 3. Every column has 3, every row has 3. Okay, well I can put the first one that I took out here, and here, and here, those 3. I'll place them one here, and one here. If I do that, every row and every column will have 3 spades, and they indeed do. So how many did I move? I moved only 3. So that is the smallest number that can be moved to achieve our goal. So number 9, the answer is C. The area of a rectangle is 12. Each of its side lengths is a whole number. What is the smallest possible perimeter of this rectangle? We have some rectangle and we have some obviously width and length, and we can just make a very quick table. Width, length, area, and perimeter. Now they tell us that the area is 12, so we have to figure out whole number values of W and L. We can have 1 and 12, we can have 2 and 6, or we can have 3 and 4. Now if we have 4 and 3, it's the same thing, and also, generally speaking, width is less than the length, right? So that's why this is the only possible scenarios for length and width that are integers, whole numbers. All right, let's figure out the perimeter, where the perimeter is obviously going to be 2 times W plus 2 times L. In this first scenario, it would be 26. In the second one, it would be 16. And the next one, it would be 14. And therefore, the smallest possible perimeter is 14, and therefore number 5, the answer is D. And as you can clearly see, the other choices are representing these two perimeters. What is the largest sum? Okay. Well, obviously you can add them all and then figure out what's the largest, but I noticed that 1/4 is in all of the answer choices, so that can be eliminated, and therefore we can just look at the other numbers. And when you do look at the other numbers, the largest of those will be the smallest denominator. And the smallest denominator is 3. And therefore 1/3 will be the largest of the circled numbers. So the largest sum is C for number 6. Elaine travels on the 4x7 grid shown from one point P to one of the other points A, B, C, or D, or E. Elaine can travel only right or up and only along grid lines. To which point should Elaine travel in order to travel the shortest distance? Let's just calculate the distances, A, B, C, D, E. To get to A, you'd have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 is the length. For B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And for E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So just 5 for E, therefore that's the shortest. Number 8, the answer is E. A fair die with faces numbered 1 through 6 is rolled. The number on the top face is X. Which of the following is most likely? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We have those numbers. Let's go through each of these one at a time. A, greater than 2. Well, there's 4 numbers greater than 2, so that probability is 4 out of 6. B, X equals 4 or 5. Well, there's 4 or 5 is 2 numbers out of the 6, so the probability of that is 2/6. C, X is even. There's 3 numbers that are even, so the probability of an even number is 3 out of 6. D, X is less than 3. Well, there's 2 numbers that are less than 3, so that probability is 2/6. And finally, E, X equals 3. Well, there's only one number that is equal to 3, so it's 1/6. So which one of these is most likely? It is the one that has the highest value, and of these the highest value is 4/6. And that means the answer choice that is correct is A. For question number 7. The smallest number in this set is? Well, what I like to do is just convert them to decimals. Makes it a little bit easier to compare. Some of you don't need to do that, but I'll do it. This is 0.5 in decimals. This is approximately 0.67. This is 0.25. This is 0.83. And this is a little bit over 0.5, so probably 0.58, something like that. And it's obvious when you put it in decimal form that the smallest is this guy, which is this right here. Another way of doing this question very quickly is noticing that all of these other guys are either a half or greater than a half. This is the only one that's actually less than a half. So number 7, either way, is C. Which of the following has the largest value? This is 16, this is 8, this is 2, this is 2, and this is 6. So the largest is obviously A for number 2.